Hey everyone, this is Stan Gendlin with Real Estate Skills. In this video, I'm going to teach you 7 places to find owners who need to sell their properties and are practically giving them away. And I've personally closed real estate deals using all of these strategies. These owners have drastic personal or financial problems, and you are swooping in to solve their problem for them by taking the property off their hands. If you like what you see, sign up for our free training in the description below on how to wholesale and flip houses without spending a dime on marketing. Now, here are the 7 places you can find owners who are absolutely begging you to sell their properties. Number 1, absentee owners. These are basically people who own a house but do not live in that house as their primary residence or not at all. And there's a lot of great resources to get absentee owner data. Great websites like listsource.com. You can pull that data from local tax records. Out of all of these places to find these types of owners, absentee owners are the easiest. These are easy to identify in public records because all you have to look for is the mailing address is not the same as the physical property. The owner is getting sent their mail somewhere else because they don't live in that house. When I moved to South Carolina, this was the first list I started marketing to because it was the easiest to find. And it was also the biggest list that you could put together. I started by sending $2,000 worth of letters asking owners in neighborhoods that were changing if they would want to sell their homes because renovating homes in up-and-coming neighborhoods brought a lot more value. The first mailing I did turned into 2 deals which generated more than $100,000 worth of gross profit. And unlike homeowners who have an emotional attachment because they live in the home they own, absentee owners are normally not emotionally attached to their rental homes or secondary homes, so they are a lot easier to talk to and negotiate with. The second type of owner that you should look for to work with when looking for deals are tax delinquent owners. So tax delinquent homes are homes where the owner has not paid the property taxes and the local government has put them on a tax delinquency list and placed them on a future auction. If the homeowner does not pay their tax bill in a certain amount of time, their home will be sold to someone else. Usually property taxes are collected at a county level, so highly populated counties have this information online on their websites. In less densely populated areas, these are published in the local newspaper. To find the data, call your local government county offices and ask how to get a list of tax delinquent homeowners, which is public information. When I first started marketing to tax delinquent owners, I realized it was not just homeowners who couldn't pay or forgot to pay their property taxes. A lot of times there's also an investor who owns a large amount of properties and he or she may forget to pay one of his many tax bills. I've done this myself, so ask me how I know. When I sent him my marketing letter, he had no clue that taxes on this one property were not paid at all. He actually called me to thank me for reminding him to pay the taxes on this property, and we ended up building a good relationship that turned into him investing with me on many of my future fix and flip deals. You should market to tax delinquent owners because property taxes are usually a small part of their bill. They have bigger financial issues to worry about, and they might be motivated to sell. The third way to find homeowners giving away their properties are fire damage homes. Fire damage homes are homes that have been heavily damaged by fire or just heavy smoke damage to the point where the owner has decided to move out and just get rid of it. There are a number of ways to find fire damaged properties in places you want to invest in. Networking with insurance claims adjusters can help you find homes that have recently filed significant fire damage claims. Some of those properties might end up being sold due to the owner's unwillingness or inability to repair them. You can also set up a Google search with the local city or county you live in using the keyword house fire to find out where a house may have burnt down. As a third option, you can check local public records every so often and pull fire reports to identify homes that have been fire damaged. I actually sold a fire damaged home myself a few years ago, and just like myself, a lot of people selling fire damaged homes have already received a big check from the insurance company. So because of that, selling a home that is badly fire damaged is kind of an extra payment, and so I wasn't very difficult when negotiating to get rid of it because I already got most of my money and just wanted to get rid of the liability of owning a fire damaged home. So again, a lot of these owners have already received insurance checks and they don't want to deal with renovating a fire damaged home, which is one of the hardest types of renovations to do. The fourth way of finding owners giving away their property are heir-owned homes, or what we call in the real estate industry, probate homes. This is a home owned by a person that inherited the home from a recently deceased relative. It's a home that has gone through the probate process. What the probate process is the legal process of which a home is transferred from person to person when there is a death in a family. The way to find this data is you go to your local probate office and request to see recent probate records and look for records that involve the sale or transfers of real estate. Or you can use a data provider such as US Probate Leads. Unlike absentee owners or pre-foreclosure lists, this is one of the smaller lists that you can focus on. What I've seen is that these are going to be some of your most profitable deals. The reason for that is these are homes that are a lot of time unexpectedly being inherited by someone who lives far away. Not only are they burdened immediately by mortgage payment, insurance payment, property tax payment, and maintenance that comes with suddenly inheriting a home, they also have to pay for a very expensive funeral at the same time. I had a gentleman call me from one of my marketing pieces who lived in Virginia. He inherited a home in South Carolina where I lived that was gutted down to the studs right before his relative died who gave him the home. He called me and asked if I would give him $15,000 to take the home off his hands because it was in such bad condition. Knowing the area, I immediately agreed to his asking price. The day after I closed, I listed the home for sale on the MLS for $89,000. I sold it within 2 weeks without touching anything inside the home. You want to market to heir-owned properties because normally these people inheriting properties don't expect to get thousands or tens of thousands in bills the day they inherit it, so they will be motivated to sell. The fifth way to find homeowners that are giving away their properties are divorce records. These are usually homes owned by two people in the middle of a court-ordered liquidation of their assets, when two people cannot agree on what to do. To get divorce records, you can go to your local government office and pull copies of recent divorce filings and look for ones that contain a required liquidation sale of real estate. You can also network with divorce attorneys who can send you leads if their client needs to quickly sell their home because of the divorce. I had an agent one time call me that I like to work with who also represents other investors. And one of her investors was in the middle of a renovation of a home and suddenly found themselves in the middle of a divorce. To satisfy their lenders, they asked me to come in and take the home off their hands because they needed to get rid of the home before the divorce was finalized. They sold me the home at the exact price they paid without any additional profit because they needed to sell it quickly. This is why homes being sold in the middle of divorce have to be sold before the divorce is settled, and there's a lot of motivation for those people to move the houses quickly and move on with their lives. The sixth way of finding homeowners that are giving away their homes are foreclosures and pre-foreclosures. Foreclosures are homes that have been seized by a bank or another type of lender and are being resold, whereas pre-foreclosures are homes where the owner has missed 3 consecutive mortgage payments. Just like the absentee owners, you can use online data providers such as listsource.com that will regularly update their pre-foreclosure list every month. Another way to find foreclosure deals is networking with real estate agents who work directly with banks to sell recently foreclosed homes. Back in 2007, before I officially got into real estate, I found a job in the newspaper where 2 investors hired me. They gave me a list of pre-foreclosures during the financial crash to go knock on doors to ask people with pre-foreclosures if they would like to sell. It was extremely uncomfortable and I had no clue what I was doing for them. But it taught me how to go directly to sellers and generate my own leads without having to rely on real estate agents. When it comes to foreclosures, banks are not in the business of owning homes. So as soon as they foreclose and take back a home, they have to get rid of it. With pre-foreclosures, usually by the time the owner misses 3 consecutive payments, there is probably a lot of other bills piling up, which they will never catch up to. It is better to sell the home to you for some sort of money and not ruin their credit than having the bank take the home from them and they get nothing. The final way of finding homeowners that are giving away their properties are abandoned or condemned properties. Abandoned properties are homes that you see driving around neighborhoods that are dilapidated, looking ransacked, or boarded up. Whereas condemned homes are properties that have been deemed unlivable by the local government and are usually boarded up until whatever made it unlivable is corrected. To find abandoned homes, you have to drive around and look for homes that look very obviously abandoned. Or you can incentivize bird dogs, which are people who will bring you deals for a fee to look for and give you tips about abandoned homes. Whereas condemned homes can be found in two ways. Local city or counties have a running list of condemned homes on their websites where you can pull that information, or by driving in neighborhoods you want to invest in and looking for homes with condemned signs on them. You can find a big sign out front put there by the government saying the home has been condemned. When I purchased my first property that was condemned, and I went through the process of getting the property removed from the condemnation list, I got a chance to meet all the government officials involved in the condemnation process. The biggest thing I learned was the local government does not want to have condemned homes in their city or county, so not only will they give you a list of them, but they'll also give you the owner's contact information because they don't want condemned properties in their cities. They're a blight to the city, and no resident of a city or county wants to see a condemned home in their neighborhood. A lot of times the government will make it easy for you to find the owner, buy the home, and expedite the permitting and expectations to get it off the condemnation list. Abandoned or condemned properties are costing the owners every single day, and that's why you should market directly to them. To recap, let's go over the 7 places you can find highly motivated sellers who will give almost anything for you to take their homes. Number 1, absentee owners. Number 2, tax delinquent owners. Number 3, fire damage homes. Number 4, heir-owned properties. Number 5, divorce records. Number 6, foreclosures and pre-foreclosures. And number 7, abandoned or condemned properties. Remember, be the hero in these situations. These people have a number of other troubles they are dealing with, so be the light at the end of their hard journey. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out our free training on how to wholesale and flip houses from the MLS in the description below. And if you like what you see in this video, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more great real estate content.